In this video, we're going to find the slope between points. We're going to be given points that are coordinate pairs. If they were graphed on a coordinate grid, we could have done rise over run, but this we're not given the graph, we're just given the coordinate pairs. So we're going to use a formula. To find the slope, we know that slope represents the change in y over the change in x. So that's just, to find the change in y, you're finding the difference between the two y values. So y from point 2 minus the y coordinate from point 1 over change in x, subtracting the coordinates of the x values. X from point 2 minus x from point 1. These numbers are kind of below the letters x and y, so they're called sub numbers. So y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. This formula is very important. You're going to use it a lot in finding slope. So here, we're just going to be given two coordinates, 2 points that would be on a graph, and we're going to find the slope between them. So in a coordinate pair, you know that the x coordinate comes first and the y coordinate is second. So we can label these. X is always first, y is always second. So I'm just going to call my first point, point 1. And my second point, point 2. So that means, because this is the x and y coordinates from point 1, I can call this one x sub 1 and y sub 1. This is the x and y coordinate from point 2, so it's x sub 2 and y sub 2. That sub number, it just represents the point that it comes from. So I'm going to plug them into my formula. Y coordinate from point 2 minus y coordinate from point 1 over x coordinate from point 2 minus x coordinate from point 1. Okay, one thing I want you to be careful with is you're going to start with both of the coordinates from point 2. One common mistake is people start with the y coordinate from point 2, but then they put the x coordinate from point 1. See how it's the x and y both from point 2? That's what we start with, so be careful about that. All right, y coordinate from point 2. Well, the value is 2, so I'm just going to plug it in. Minus y coordinate from point 1 is 5 over x coordinate from point 2 is 7 minus x coordinate from point 1 is 3. So I'm just going to simplify. 2 minus 5 gives me negative 3. 7 minus 3 gives me 4. So my answer is negative 3/4. And I can pull that negative out in front if I want to. So that's just the slope between the 2 points. Okay, if it helps you to write x and y and what point it's from above your coordinates, go ahead and do that, and then using your formula, plug your numbers in. So I know this is x and y from point 1. So that's why it's x sub 1 and y sub 1. It doesn't matter which one you call point 1, just make sure you remember which one you're using as your point 1. So this is x and y from point 2, so I'm going to put that little sub 2. And I like to start with the formula, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So y coordinate from point 2. Y coordinate from point 2 is negative 6. Minus y coordinate from point 1 is 8 over x coordinate point from point 2 is 5 minus x coordinate from point 1 is negative 2. Anytime I have minus and negative, I always change it to plus a positive. So negative 6 minus 8, negative 14, over 5 plus 2 is 7. Negative 14 divided by 7 is negative 2. All right, so this is just the slope between 2 points. You're going to make sure you use the formula, and I would like you to try 6 problems. Go ahead and try those out on your own. Come back when you're ready to go through the answers with me. All right, so the first one. Again, I'm just going to put my x and y from point 1, x and y from point 2. And hopefully you wrote the formula down somewhere so that you remember. You can always look back at it as you're plugging the numbers in so you don't make mistakes. So y from point 2 is 1, minus y from point 1 is 5, over x from point 2 is 9, minus x from point 1 is 11. 1 minus 5 is negative 4, over 9 minus 11 is negative 2. Negative 4 divided by negative 2 is positive 2. Okay, so next one. Again, I'm just going to label x and y always come. X comes first, then it's y in the coordinate pair. So I'm going to label those then from point 1, from point 2. So y from point 2 is negative 3, minus y from point 1 is negative 4, over x from point 2 is 2, minus x from point 1 is negative 6. So again, this is just finding the change or the difference in the y values on top, or the change and the difference in the x values on bottom. So anytime we have a minus and negative, change it to plus or positive. Negative 3 plus 4 is 1. 2 plus 6 is 8, so leave it as 1/8. All right, number 3. Again, I'm going to just write this out so I don't make a mistake, because just looking at the numbers, it's very easy to plug them in the wrong spot. So y from point 2 is negative 3, minus y from point 1 is 1, over x from point 2 is 5, minus x from point 1 is 5. Negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4. 5 minus 5 is 0. You cannot divide by 0. This does not equal 0. Remember, you are not allowed to divide by 0. So this is undefined. That is what the slope is, undefined. All right, set this one up. Same way, x and y from point 1, x and y from point 2. Y from point 2 is 4, minus y from point 1 is negative 2, over x from point 2 is 9, minus x from point 1 is 15. Change minus and negative to plus or positive, so we have 4 plus 2 is 6, over 9 minus 15 is negative 6. 6 divided by negative 6 is negative 1. All right. Again, write out my x and y's, point 1 and point 2. Y from point 2 is negative 8, minus y from point 1 is negative 3. Over x from point 2 is negative 4, minus x from point 1 is negative 10. Change minus and negative to plus or positive on both of those. Negative 8 plus 3 gives me negative 5. Over negative 4 plus 10 is positive 6. So negative 5, 6. Again, I'm always leaving it as a fraction. And last one, I'm going to still set up my x and y from point 1 and point 2. Y from point 2 is 4, minus y from point 1 is 4. X from point 2 is 9, minus x from point 1 is negative 3. Change minus and negative to plus or positive. 4 minus 4 is 0. 9 plus 3 is 12. 0 divided by anything is always equal to 0. Hopefully you were able to find the slope between the 2 points.